capturing your favorite sounds on radio into great moments on television and on social media. Welcome to Zambia's first and finest visual radio, Sun FM TV.
With the news, my name is Alan Mwale. The headlines. Minister of Foreign Affairs and International Cooperation, Mulambo Haimbe, has expressed a deep gratitude to the government of South Africa for its support following the passing of former President Edgar Lungu on 5th June 2025. United Kwacha Alliance, UKA chairperson Sakwiba Sukota says that the passing of former President Edgar Lungu has left a significant void in Zambia's political landscape, but argues that the country's governance problems run deeper. Government has acknowledged that nature-related crimes due to the widespread and damaging effects pose significant threats to communities, undermine livelihoods, security and environmental sustainability. In sports, the battle for the final spot in the 2025-2026 ZPL National League intensifies as the draw takes place today at Football House. We'll have the news in detail shortly.
The news, 88.5 Sun FM.
Minister of Foreign Affairs and International Cooperation, Mulambo Haimbe, has expressed a deep gratitude to the government of South Africa for its support following the passing of former President Edgar Lungu on the 5th of June 2025. Dr. Lungu's remains are set to be repatriated to Zambia on the 18th of June 2025. Mr. Haimbe conveyed a special message of thanks from President Hakainde Hichilema to South African President Cyril Ramaphosa, acknowledging the solidarity and hospitality extended during this period of mourning. He also commended the Department of International Relations and Cooperation for its unwavering assistance and collaboration with Zambian officials. Additionally, the minister extended condolences from President Hichilema to President Ramaphosa in response to the recent devastating floods affecting South Africa.
Will be requesting officially that the late 6th Republican President of Zambia be given full military honors here as the body departs on Wednesday. And we'll be working very closely, we'll continue to work closely with our counterparts from the Ministry of Foreign Affairs. Of course, they have been extremely helpful. Minister Lamola and, of course, Deputy Minister Maloka. We have a long-standing relationship with South Africa. And this is a testament of how our friendship, our brotherhood with the people and government of South Africa is in practical terms, is strong and will continue to be strengthened, even in difficult times such as this.
United Kwacha Alliance, UKA chairperson Sakwiba Sikota says that the passing of former President Edgar Lungu has left a significant void in Zambia's political landscape, but argues that the country's governance problems run deeper. Speaking during an appearance on Diamond TV's Costa program, Mr. Sikota noted that while Lungu's death marks the close of a political chapter, unresolved national concerns ranging from poor governance and corruption to restrictions on public gatherings and cybersecurity issues continue to affect Zambians. He pointed out that the challenges such as denial of permits for political rallies and concerns over cyber laws are not limited to politicians as they impact all citizens. Reflecting on Mr. Lungu's legacy, Mr. Sikota described the late statesman as a giant whose influence transcended Zambia's borders and enhanced the country's diplomatic standings in Southern Africa. He expressed regret that Zambia missed the opportunity to utilize his stature in post-presidential diplomacy, a practice embraced in other nations that deploy respected former leaders in regional conflict resolutions. On the upcoming 2026 general elections, he acknowledged the slow pace of naming a unified opposition candidate, but assured the public that UKA and its allies are making progress.
Retired. Now there's a crisis in that my party, PF, has been hijacked. You remember the 24th October revolution? We've got two revolutions on 24th October. The one that brought us independence and the one that brought us Chavinga. So remember 24th October for those reasons. So he said that he was coming back to save the political party to come back. It wasn't for any of these other things. He was facing those, yes, and he was in court with his family and dealing with those. But what brought him back is the clear interference with his party, and also the way that Zambians were no longer able to basically feed themselves.
The Center for Environmental Justice says Zambia, like many countries in the region, faces growing threats from nature, crimes such as destructive land conversion, wildlife trafficking, illegal logging, mining and fishing. During the Resilience Dialogue in Africa, Zambia edition, co-hosted by CEJ, Decisive Minds and the Center for Zero Waste and Development, CEJ Executive Director Maggie Mwape noted that these activities weaken governance structures, fuel organized crime, and threaten communities' development on natural resources. Ms. Mwape highlighted that the Resilience Dialogue was a deliberate effort to convene diverse stakeholders, including traditional leaders, civil society organizations, community activists and policymakers, to discuss practical ways to prevent and respond to environmental crimes while building long-term resilience. She outlined several objectives of the dialogue, including fostering a shared understanding of nature crimes and their impact on livelihoods, security and social cohesion. The CEJ Executive Director also emphasized identifying detection methods, exchanging local knowledge, capturing community perspectives, and amplifying voices to ensure inclusive policy making. This was in a speech delivered on her behalf by CEJ Monitoring and Evaluation Specialist Haggai Nyambe.
It is with immense honor and gratitude that we welcome you all to this important gathering, the Resilient Dialogue in Africa, the Zambian edition. So when we say the Zambian edition, it means there are other editions from other African countries. So now we are here dealing with the Zambian edition, held here at the beautiful Villa Mbanadi. On behalf of the Center for Environment Justice and our co-hosting partners, Decisive Minds and Center for Zero Waste and Development, we wish to express our sincere appreciation to each one of you for joining us today to collectively explore local strategies to combat nature crimes and strengthen grassroots resilience. We especially recognize the unwavering support of the Resilient Fund and its partners, including the U.S. Department of State, Bureau of Oceans and International Environmental and Scientific Affairs, for enabling this platform to take shape here in Zambia.
Meanwhile, in a speech delivered on his behalf by Serengeti District Education Board Secretary Debs Harry Silungwe, Serengeti District Commissioner Paul Masua highlighted the devastating effects of nature crimes, particularly in rural areas, where illegal mining exploits youth, contaminates water sources, and renders land unsuitable for agriculture. Mr. Masua, however, commended government's efforts and commitment to environmental protection and sustainable management of Zambia's natural resources, emphasizing the importance of strong policies in tackling environmental crimes.
They are immediate, local, and devastating in their impacts. Across our forests and rivers, these crimes have not only destroyed ecosystems, but also robbed communities of livelihoods, security, and dignity. As a district commissioner, I have seen how these crimes deepen poverty, especially in rural areas, in places where illegal mining is rampant, youths are exploited, water resources are contaminated, and land becomes unusable for agriculture where forests are illegally cleared. Rainfall patterns shift and the effects of climate change are intensified. This dialogue is more than a workshop. It is a moment for reflection, learning, and coordinated action. It is in this spirit that I wish to acknowledge the unwavering leadership and commitment of His Excellency, the President of the Republic of Zambia, Mr. Hakainde Hichilema, who has consistently emphasized the importance of environmental protection, the fight against corruption, and the sustainable management of Zambia's natural resources.
We take a break and return with sports.
It's time for the biggest club football showdown this June on Top Star for just 210 kwacha on Antenna Classic OD Smart. Kick off the FIFA Club World Cup on Sunday, 15th June with European giants Bayern Munich facing Auckland City at 18 hours and Paris Saint-Germain versus Atletico Madrid at 21 hours. Conclude match day 1 on Wednesday, 18th June when Manchester City battles Wydad Casablanca at 18 hours and Real Madrid versus Saudi Arabia's Al Hilal at 21 hours. Later, catch match day 2 action as Messi leads Inter Miami against FC Porto on Thursday, 19th June at 21 hours. And African giants Sundowns versus Dortmund on Saturday, 21st June at 18 hours. Quickly, get your Top Star decoder now and catch every goal from the group stage to the final, all live on World Football. Top Star, enjoy digital life.
In sports, the battle for the final spots in the 2025-2026 ZPL National League intensifies as the draw takes place today at Football House. 10 provincial champions in both the men's and women's leagues will learn their matchups with teams grouped into sets of 5. The top 2 in each group will secure promotion to the National League. FAZ Media reports that with 4 places available in both categories, competition is expected to be fierce. The men's league contenders include Roan United, Copperbelt, Solwezi Academy, Northwestern, Makeni All-Stars, Lusaka, Muchinga Blue Eagles, Muchinga, and Mathkata United, Luapula, alongside Machacha Soccer Academy, Central Province, Bats FC, Southern Province, Teta FC, Northern, Nangweshi Pirates, Western, and the Chipata City Council, Eastern. For the Women's League, the teams vying for promotion include Kwacha Queens, Copperbelt, Kalumbila Queens, and Northwestern, Young Green Buffaloes, Girls, Lusaka, Mwenzo Queens, Muchinga, and Chipembele, Police Queens, Luapula. Others are Wacha Pirates, Central, Pemba Queens, Southern, Young Mu Sports Academy, Queens, Northern, Mulauli Academy, Western, and Valley Queens, Eastern. All matches will take place at Edwin Imboila and Lusaka Municipal Sports Club, with playoffs scheduled to run from June 17th to June 21st. That sports item brings us to the end of this edition of the News to End. We recap on the headlines. Minister of Foreign Affairs and International Cooperation, Mulambo Haimbe, has expressed a deep gratitude to the government of South Africa for its support following the passing of former President Edgar Lungu on the 5th of June 2025. United Kwacha Alliance, UKA chairperson Sakwiba Sukota, says the passing of former President Edgar Lungu has left a significant void in Zambia's political landscape, but argues that the country's governance problems run deeper. Government has acknowledged that nature-related crimes, due to their widespread and damaging effects, pose significant threats to communities, undermine livelihoods, security, and environmental sustainability. In sports, the battle for the final spots in the 2025-2026 ZPL National League intensifies as the draw takes place today at Football House. And that's where we end. My name is Alan Mollett. Do have a great one, and stay tuned to Sun FM TV.
The news, 88.5 Sun FM.